Hi, welcome to This Week in Ames. I'm Susan Guiazda. On today's show, we check in with Ames Electric Services. My guest today is Don Com, Director with Ames Electric Services. Don, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it's been a while and so much has happened in your area of expertise. You have a big event coming up. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, we used to have the Energy Fair, and this year again we're having our, believe it or not, 5th annual Eco Fair. Eco Fair is much bigger, broader, includes a lot more areas than just electric.
So it's better.
It's better, and that's going to be on April 4th. It's the day before Easter, and we always have it over at City Hall. And I'm hoping that everybody can come and learn a little bit about anything from how to save electricity, groundwater, waste and trash, everything you can think of that deals with our environment.
As you mentioned, it is that Saturday before Easter from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can join us for cookies and punch and get some great door prizes.
Door prizes, yes, but more importantly, information about the environment and things that you can do to help.
Well, of course, and we know it's fun for all ages. We know the Ames Public Library will be there, also the Ames Police Department, the Ames Fire Department, and of course, the main reason for going, all the great energy-saving information.
Mm-hmm. And I think the bookmobile is going to be there too, right?
I think so.
Excellent.
Yeah. So one of the things that people have been asking me about, and I'm sure you get questions as well, is these large, major changes coming to the Ames power plant.
You bet. For years and years and years, we burned coal to produce electricity. Coal and what we call refuse-derived fuel. It's the county's garbage. And basically right around the end of in November of 2013, we wrapped up a complete study that looked at what is the best way to carry our plant on into the future. Council then approved conversion of coal to natural gas as the primary fuel. So we've been making all of the preparations to have that done, and that's going to be taking place physically this summer.
Now that conversion was done in part to meet some federal guidelines regarding emissions, and this is a positive thing.
It is a positive thing. It's not a cheaper thing. Burning natural gas to produce electricity will be a little bit more costly, so people will see a slight uptick in their rates as we move into natural gas.
But the effect on our carbon footprint is a reduction.
Absolutely. Burning coal and then going to natural gas should be about a 40% decrease in the amount of carbon dioxide that we produce.
Which of course is a step in the right direction, and we like to see that reduction. You know, I don't know that all Ames residents realize the commitment that the City of Ames has to renewables. And in addition to this conversion to natural gas, talk a little bit about the other sustainable methods we use.
Sure. There's a couple of things, and they are kind of unsung in some of the other things that we're doing. For many years, over 40 years now, we have been burning refuse-derived fuel. The decision was made years ago. Do you bury garbage, or is it better to turn that into electricity? And we do that very environmentally friendly. We collect all of the ash and things like that from burning that with our coal today and our natural gas. And that produces probably about 3% of the energy that the city uses.
Or another way, you reduce coal by about 10%.
That's right. The other big piece, which people don't know, is we have a long-term contract with a wind farm over by Colo. And that wind farm itself probably produces, I think in 2014, it produced a little over 11-12% of our energy needs. So those two things together right there is close to 15% of the energy that we use.
Which is really an excellent statistic. 15% by 2015 of our power source coming from renewable sources. That's really, really something to be proud of.
One of the other things that we are encouraging, we've had about a half a dozen of our customers install solar panels. We offer a rebate on solar panels, and if there's anybody interested in that, come talk to us and we can tell you how that program works and some of the pros and cons of installing solar panels. So that's going to be, I think, one of the things we're going to see more and more of in the months and years to come.
So a question that I get often by social media is the idea of how can I tap into the grid? That solar paneling on your home as a homeowner or as a business or an organization, you actually can tap into our infrastructure and even sell electricity back.
If you put in a big enough panel that there are the brightest of days when that solar panel is putting out, we do have a way of paying you back for energy that you put onto the grid, as you call it.
Well, I think another great thing to look at, you want to check out our smart energy rebates on our website, which talks to you about, and it's called, let me make sure I have this right, photovoltaic.
That's right, photovoltaic.
Photovoltaic rebate for basically solar cells.
It's easier to say PV.
Okay.
All right.
Got that one. And then finally, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about a recent announcement regarding Project Share, which is a group that gets together and administers the Project Share program, which helps lower income families meet their energy needs.
Yes, we have an annual meeting typically, and let me back up and talk a little bit about Project Share. What it allows our customers to do is on their bill, they can have money set aside or put in Project Share program. So if there are customers that can't pay their bill, they have the ability to come to the utility, and we can help those customers meet their energy needs. We've been doing this program for several years now, and I can't remember the exact count, but we've helped over 100 of our customers this past year with Project Share. And it's a small change, but typically some of the costs or some of the money that we would collect would go to cover some of the costs. We made a fundamental change in how that program works now, so that 100% of the money that is donated to the program now goes to help customers. So we're going to, in essence, cover any of the administrative costs that's needed in the program, and we're going to absorb those in part of our own budget.
Yeah, and those families that come for assistance are certainly vetted by an outside organization and meet income requirements, and then they're given that help that they need. And sometimes it's just a bump in the road that somebody's experienced. Other times it's extended assistance with their energy needs for a season. Really a nice gesture now to absorb that administrative fee, so 100% of the donation will go to a family in need.
Absolutely.
Well, that's a nice way to end our show. Don, thanks for being here today. I know how busy you are. You've got conversion plans. What's the timeline for that?
Well, right now, if everything stays on track, we could be off coal by the end of this year, by December of this year. So if anybody needs a little bit of coal for their Christmas stockings, we might have a little bit left around Christmas time. But we should be on natural gas, at least on one of the units by the end of this year, and then we'll quickly make the conversion of the other one early part of 16.
Oh, very exciting news. Thanks for being with me today.
You bet. Thank you.
If you want more information about those rebates, including the solar cell rebate or the photovoltaic rebate, PV rebate, remember you can get that information on our website at cityofames.org/smartenergy. Also, for your calendar, we have some community development block grant meetings coming up. That's to get input on the community development block program funding. Those meetings will be held on February 24th and 25th, and again, you can get more information on our website with those. Well, that's our show for today. Thanks for watching, and tune in next week for This Week in Ames.